So if you've never seen Rocky, you are definitely missing out on one of the greatest boxing movies ever. We will put up the usual spoiler alert, but if you haven't seen a movie that was made in over 40 years, yeah, we probably can't help you there. Man, and now that I think about it, it's been 40 years since the original Rocky movie? Wow. So if you've never seen the movie before, Rocky is about a small-time boxer who gets his chance at the title. Apollo Creed, who was the champion at the time, gives Rocky a chance at the title. Making the most of his opportunities, he trains really hard for the fight and actually does very well. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Movie Mistakes, and today we're going to show you a few of the mistakes that we found in the original Rocky. And as usual, don't forget to join the Movie Mistakes family by clicking the subscribe button and notification bell now. We'll keep you updated of all of our up and coming videos. So at the beginning of Rocky, he pays a visit to Adrian at the pet shop. He's coming in to buy some turtle food for the turtles that Adrian sold him. Notice as he reaches for the food, Adrian is facing the counter. But if you pay close attention when the camera angle switches, Adrian is now facing the register instead of the counter. I mean, I know she's shy, but fast too? We now cut to the scene where Apollo Creed, his manager and promoter are talking about the fight. They're all trying to figure out who exactly Creed is going to fight. Here we can see Creed is frustrated with the promoter, turns his back and puts his left arm on the wall. At the same time, take note that his manager has his arms crossed. However, as the camera zooms out, we get a wide shot of everyone in the room and notice that Apollo's hands are now on his hip and his manager has changed positions as well. So for mistake number 3, Rocky has been picked to fight Apollo Creed.
So Apollo Creed on January 1st gives a local underdog fighter an opportunity.
Mickey has heard the news and decided to go to Rocky's apartment to ask if he can train him. Make note that there's a number 2 on the door as Mickey knocks. However, when Rocky opens the door to let Mickey in, notice that the number 2 is now missing. I mean, it does look like an old building. Maybe the number 2 fell off? I don't know. During the same scene, Rocky is giving Mickey an earful about not wanting to help him before.
I need your help about 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago? You never helped me. You didn't care.
Well, if you wanted help.
The boxer then locks himself in the restroom and Mickey prepares to leave. When Rocky comes out of the bathroom and goes back in, notice there are darts stuck to the door. Take note of their positions. Mickey, having had enough of Rocky, finally leaves the apartment. We then get another shot of the darts on the door and notice that there are only 2 there now, and they have changed positions. For this mistake, Paulie and Rocky have a few choice words with one another.
All in here! It's all in here! It stinks here! You stink!
And as usual, when they argue, it's about Adrian. So just before Rocky starts to punch some meat, notice that his left and right hands don't have any blood on them. So when he first punches the meat, he does that with his right hand. But notice that his left hand has some blood on it already and he hadn't hit the meat yet. Kinda strange, I thought, but whatever, I still love Rocky. So staying in the same scene, Rocky and Paulie are talking about Paulie's sister.
Hey, you don't talk dirty about your sister.
And while they're doing that, Paulie is wrapping up some meat and uses a small piece of tape to keep it closed. However, just after Rocky finishes pummeling that meat, Paulie hands in the package to take home to eat. But notice on the backside of the packed up meat, there's a long piece of tape. So that was one of the scenes that I thought was kind of curious, going from a small piece of tape to a large piece of tape. In this part of the movie, we get to see Rocky jogging with Butkus, the dog that Adrian got him. So when Rocky arrives outside the meatpacking plant, he notices that there's a news van. And right by his side, just like man's best friend, is his dog. Yet, when Rocky goes inside the plant, you'll notice that Butkus is nowhere to be found. And you might think to yourself, yeah, they probably don't allow dogs in a meatpacking plant, which I can agree with, yeah. But I think one of the most weirdest parts is that we never see the dog again for the rest of the movie. Being such a big gift, You would think that he would be somewhere in there, but nope. Buttkiss just disappears. Here we have finally made it to the big fight. Apollo Creed is dancing around and giving the fans a show. Here we can see him tell the crowd Creed in 3, meaning that he's going to win the bout in 3 rounds. But when the camera angle switches from Rocky to an aerial shot of the two boxers, we can see that Creed now has on his gloves. So for most people you would think, oh, putting on gloves doesn't take that much time, I can do it in like 2 seconds. Well, that's not the case for boxers, it takes a little bit longer than that. So for this mistake, we find ourselves at the end of the boxing match. Rocky tells Mick to cut his eye because he can't see.
Cut me, Mick.
I don't want to do it.
Well, cut me.
But if you look really closely, you can see that the guy who's cutting Rocky's eye is actually squirting something out of his hand. I mean, pretty slick at first, but you kind of have to pay close attention to see that. So for our very last mistake, Rocky and Apollo are going at it. The final bell then rings because the fight is over. As the two embrace, notice that Apollo's trainer is right there behind him. Nothing weird about that, you say? And in most cases, you'd be right. Only when we get a wide shot of the ring, we can now see that Apollo's trainer is just now jumping into the ring where he was already behind him before. Is that a twin? Are we experiencing deja vu? What's going on here? So what did you think of these cool Rocky movie mistakes? Let us know which one was your favorite in the comment section below. And as usual, join the Movie Mistakes family by clicking the subscribe button and notification bell now. We'll keep you updated of all of our up and coming videos. Also, don't forget to let us know what you'd like to see us do next using the hashtag mistakes. And as usual, we want to thank all of our super fans. Thanks for coming out week after week. We couldn't do it without you. Thanks for hanging out with us here at Movie Mistakes, and we'll see you next week.